Hey people, what's up? It's Saturday, and I feel like posting today because I had a really good day yesterday, and I want to share. And it's music related. It's the 5th of August, Saturday. Cheers, everyone. My Bandcamp Friday was good. Thank you very much. I've already mailed everything out. I also want to shout out for Michael P. Dawson. It appears that he made some sales too, and I'm really glad. It's like his stuff is good, and we just really need to rally around each other in some ways. Good musicians, good artists. His stuff is well worth checking out. Michael P. Dawson. So, cheers, Michael. I want to share that I had a really wonderful visit yesterday. A lifelong friend of mine, one of the oldest friends in my life, is in town from Minneapolis. Alan Hicks is his name, and we go all the way back to kindergarten. Now, Stephanie, when you see this, you'll remember the Hicks because Alan's older brother, David, was in my year, and then their oldest brother, I get their names mixed up, but the oldest one was in the same year as you, Stephanie. So you remember it was Danny Hicks was in my class, David was in yours, and Alan was a little brother. But I always vibed more with Alan because of his energy and his excitement about music, like me, ever since we were little bitty kids. And their dad was our Cub Scout leader. They were my Ozzie and Harriet in real life. They were the upstanding white people who would allow their children not only to play with children of different colors, because I was in a mixed neighborhood, predominantly white, but we had the Indians over here, we had some Mexicans in another part, and then even the whites were separated. There was an Irish neighborhood, there was a Polish spot, there was an Italian spot, which is all ridiculous. But that's my origins. Okay, we go back that far. So anyway, Alan was in town to see his daughter, and that's another thing. I had, out of the blue, finally met his daughter earlier this year at my insurance office. I'm babbling, but it was a wonderful afternoon, reminiscing, playing music. He also brought with him one of his longtime best friends who I remember and hadn't seen since childhood, Rocky Natoli. And Rocky really surprised me because our roots are heavy rock, as kids. The Beatles opened it all up, but everything from Aerosmith to Ted Nugent to Bob Seger. Deep Purple was a big one for us as kids. And he got to see him, but I didn't. So I was really surprised when Rocky had some records with him. He said, "Hey, Dereck, I watched your channel." I said, "Oh, wow, how about that?" Why, he said, "You've turned me onto some really good stuff." In particular, he's got turned on to Ladytron. He loves them. So he brought me a couple of gifts, unexpected. He brought me this picture disc, John Foxx, Endlessly. Very cool. I was surprised, that to find out that he's into electronics. This is great because when this came out as part of a pack. A double 45 plus picture disc. I got the double 45, but the picture disc wasn't with it. Excuse me, what? Now it's complete. We talked more. Rocky really surprised me at his interest in non-mainstream music. Although we talked a lot about mainstream music. Turns out another one of his biggest favorite bands is Ultravox. Look what he gave me. There's no Obi, but this is the Japan pressing of Him, the 12-inch single by Ultravox. This is the limited edition, laser etched. Blew my mind. completely unexpected. So we had a blast reminiscing about the past, talking about what we're doing now, talking about everything in the world, including politics. Fair warning, people, you folks that don't like me talking about politics, I don't care. I'll say exactly what I want, when I want. Okay? So it was just a wonderful time. My very first band ever was with Alan, the band Restricted. So, right out of high school, that was my first band. It might have been his too. He might have been in one before that. But a lot of history, a lot of deep history with this guy. So I pulled a few of the records. Well, okay, so we devoured music yesterday, and that is what's fun about doing listening sessions here with friends, is because I have the stuff right here. Rocky had never been to my house, and it was fun because he tried to stump me, and I liked that, in person. Here online, when people come out of the blue and I don't know, you ever heard of, sometimes it strikes me as bullshit, okay? In person, I can gauge what's going on. And Rocky was really interested in this music and was surprised that I had some of it. But Alan brought up a band, Azteca. He said, I'd always wondered about Azteca. I said, yeah, I have it. That was the first mind-blowing moment. I love shit like this. I do. So this is a Latin jazz big group. Lenny White of Return to Forever is in this. Now, we didn't play this yesterday. We just talked about it. But it was fun to show him that I have it. Now, Rocky brought up, really surprised me. I loved it. He said, you ever heard of Dead Can Dance? I said, please. I said, well, come on, man. We traded lots of stories. I've never seen Dead Can Dance. But I went ahead and blew his mind here. I said, come on, man. Dead Can Dance? Are you kidding me? So it turns out this is one of the albums that he has, Toward the Within. The other one they had, was really surprised to see that I had it because he thought it was like super rare. I said, oh, this isn't rare. It's just super refined. The Serpent's Egg, Dead Can Dance. Fantastic album. And then I pulled the others since they were in here, since they were still out. Spirit Chaser. This one has grown on me. It's not that great, but Dionysus. It's grown on me. It's Dionysus. We also talked about the fact that they just announced that they're retiring. Anastasis. These most recent records of theirs don't compare to the early stuff, but it's still good. Aeon. This is just some of the most amazing stuff. Their first album, early, the Garden of the Arcane Delights, 12-inch, and this one, which I played to death, Spleen and Ideal. This is just amazing, amazing work. So I was super pleased to reconnect with these old friends, and they're hooked into some of the really good stuff. I turned them on to Animals as Leaders, Guthrie Govan, because they like that stuff. I turned Rocky on to House of Love. My House of Love is... Come on, House of Love, don't mess with me. He had not heard the band House of Love. I don't know exactly what I figured it, but, well, they're one of my favorite bands of all time. And we were talking about the Beatles, okay, because the Beatles, Alan and I shared that moment in our childhood of the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. I remember we babbled about that for weeks afterwards. It was life-changing. So we were talking about the White Album and some other stuff, and I asked Rocky, well, you ever heard of the House of Love, the greatest English rock band you've never heard of? That's my opinion. He said, no. So what did I play? I played, come on. Which one? Well, I played him some House of Love, I know that. So I guess I gotta pull everything to find out. Quick aside, next to my House of Love, Hotlegs, 10cc before they were 10cc. They had that minor hit, was it the Neanderthal Man? It's on here. I love that title of the album. You didn't like it because you didn't think of it. But that's next to my House of Love. But the thing that I played for him, now where in the hell is my record? There, here it is. Self-titled album, House of Love. Christine. The song Christine, as you know, is just a brilliant song. We were talking when I put it on, and I put on video. That was another thing, is that we listened to a lot of things via video because we could talk and have, and it's right away. He went, what's this? You know, really caught him, and he caught it right away. I said, bro, this is one of the greatest English guitar bands of all time, in my humble opinion. I love this band. So I played that for him, and then I showed him what else I had. She Paints Words in Red. I didn't get out my 7 inches. I got a bunch of 7 inches. Spy in the House of Love. If you don't know this band, some of you people, when you hear them, it's like, where have I been? This was somewhat of a breakthrough for them. Okay, Shine On. Those are real autographs. I met Guy Chadwick. I've seen House of Love. They were amazing. Beatles and the Stones. This was the other one that I played. We were talking about the Beatles, so I put on Beatles and the Stones, the video. That caught Rocky's attention right away. Alan is like me, very, very particular about what he likes. But he's also a chatterbox, and so he could barely stop talking. And so he and I would be babbling, and Rocky, I loved it. I would just watch him just get pulled into the videos. Not the video, but the music. It was a wonderful visit, people, I tell you. Good Friends, there's nothing better. Never 12-inch single, never. I don't have their new album yet. I want it. Babe Rainbow, yep. Yes. 12-inch singles. I got a few. And this album, the other self-titled House of Love. Wow. Every song on this album is dynamite. Every song. Here's someone sent this to me. Possibly MyBurTube. DJ single. I forget what's on here. Then back when the woman was in the band, their first EP, this is still wonderful. Animal, a real animal. You're nothing to me. Whoa. And then this one, Destroy the Heart. It's some of the best shit. It is. Right next to them, House of Love, and then Fred Houn, alphabetically, is the next album on the shelf that I just pulled. Fred Houn and the Afro-Asian Music Ensemble. Tomorrow Is Now. It's on Soul Note. Are there any names that you folks know on here? Probably, but none real big names. Can't remember the last time I listened to this. I know this is good. And then the next album, Tuna, Burgers. Great album. What's the name of that song? A Water Song. Water Song, it's the guitar figure that it starts with. It's like, to me, it's like a classic piece of music. It's like instantly recognizable, and you want to hear it. You want to hear that played. So that's, Hotlegs, Hot Tuna, Houn, and then House of Love. Everything over here is alphabetical by artist. Thank you for the wonderful Bandcamp Friday day. Once again, I'm in the top 10 sellers of Bandcamp Friday here in Nebraska, which I'm frankly surprised of, because I saw that there was several new releases from Nebraskans of note to me, knowing the scene here. And sure enough, those came in. Simon Joyner, Michael Krasner's new album is #1 right now. But I'm number 6 with Brian Day and me, which pleases me very much. That people support me. Thank you. But more importantly, people are showing interest in the work that I do. I gave away with all of yesterday's purchases a copy of this. I've just got a few of them left. Just maybe 3. I've got 3. Yeah, because I'm going to make sure I keep one for myself, but I've got 3 of those left. I won't automatically send them out with the next things that anyone buys from me physically. But if you want one and you see this and you buy something, let me know and I'll put it in. I'll add it to your order. So, regarding the nation and regarding politics, I'm just watching the slow wheels of justice turn. But shit is happening, and it's becoming much more obvious what I knew all along, even before he got in office, that Trump is trash, and will trash the country for his own sake, for his own fake ego. The man is a monster. And he's already violated those terms that the judge set to him. So I'm watching to see. They need to take his ass off the street. I do not care about you people who are Trump huffers. You people are really bad news and bad people. You're bad. Something's wrong with you. You're either ignorant, corrupt, racist, stupid, maybe all. There's even more, but that's enough. And I'm not backing down. This is some serious shit that is affecting the entire nation and world and our future. If that man is not taken out of office, things are in tatters as it is, but for us to be coddling this psychopathic, sociopathic, worthless piece of shit is just, it's mind-numbing. So, I can talk about that if I want to. It's not about hate, it's about concern about everybody else. I don't hate Trump. He's dangerous, he's sick. That's the issue. So it's very bizarre that people, with whatever you have, that you defend this man. It's very bizarre. Why? That's why the term cult is used, is because it's like you're a zombie and you just follow the Fuhrer. Save the Fuhrer. Look at all the people that are in jail already because of his ass. Because of him. And we're still waiting for him to get his. He should not be free right now. He shouldn't. And I'll talk about this as much as I want. You don't have to watch. Okay. Have a good weekend, everyone.